Hello, this is a Pup in the Life. Good morning. So, today we talk about something that we heard on a podcast that actually made quite a lot of sense, which is this. Patience is figuring out what to do in the meantime. Now, what does this actually mean? It means that, let's say, you have an objective. And before getting, in the deep dive of this, let's just say mom has heard this during a gym session at the gym where she was listening to a podcast by Alex Hormozi. Not going to endorse the guy 100%, but still has great, pieces and great tips and great, tools for you to act upon if you're looking, for better ways to make decisions, to track your objectives, sales stuff, and whatnot. So, not an endorsement, but we like him. That's fine. Nevertheless, he said, patience is is what you do, is the ability to figure out what you do in the meantime. Now, in the meantime of what? In the meantime, when, let's say you have an objective, right? So you say you want to get your business to $1 million, for example. Now, what you know that if you take some actions, that is going to more likely be happening, okay? So you're going to do this and you're going to say, okay, what should I do in the meantime? What actions should I perform? Or maybe not directly connected to that, but what should I do for me to be more able to, let's say, get closer to that kind of objective? So if you know that you need to make, for example, send more LinkedIn messages, for example, because you know that more LinkedIn messages mean that there's more business for you or more calls or, getting to more events and blah, 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 or actually even, not something that's directly correlated to the business, but maybe, I don't know, like building the skills. So having more skills, getting more skills that can be useful in the future to get to that objective and even more, even if it's not totally clear. So let's imagine what mom is on, for example, is getting a voice coach that was actually teaching the way to pronounce things in Italian, which resulted in better quality of videos, better quality of speeches and whatnot. My accent is still not perfect, but you get my point. And so this is what's actually in it when you think about going to decide what to do during the patience. And I think from our end, we usually tend to think about patience as something that needs to be somehow managed. But the real truth is that it, as hyperactive, as ADHD, as whatever you want, as it may sound, you can actually make something out of the fact that you need to have patience. So having patience means waiting. Waiting means spending time. So either you spend that time dwelling, guessing, like, what should I do? What am I gonna do? Frustrating, etc. Or you spend it doing something, or actually being something. So investing in stuff that can help you out now or in the future. And so if you have an objective, the worst thing is trying to rush towards that objective because it doesn't make sense for you to run towards it if you haven't put the basics on. Now, the basics are not to be, confused with the first steps. These are two very different things, and actually, this is also a potential topic for a podcast that might be interesting. Nevertheless, basics are not the first steps. The basics are the steps that, yes, constitute the first steps, but you keep taking to get to the result. And so the patience part can be filled, filled is not a word that I like, it can be invested through that and with that. For all intents and purposes, there is something else as well. Now, once they say, enjoy the process, what does this actually mean? Is that, yes, I mean, it's very hard for you to find yourself like sitting down and saying, oh yeah, I'm enjoying the process of really being frustrated about what's not happening. But you can also ask yourself, what should I do that's not totally related to what I'm doing, that it's potentially helping me out get there, but also saving my mental health. And so, for example, spending a bit of time with yourself, with your dog, with your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Investing time in hobbies that are not directly connected to what you're doing. And so, as odd as it may sound, this is what actually being patient means. And it was very hard for mom to be patient. And I really hope that this moment in time and this podcast help you out understand, help you map the fact that patience is not something you are; it's something you do. Um, for what we think for now, and so it really means that when you know there is some objectives, you know the actions you need to take, you know what makes you feel good, you need to pull that all into one basket and just go with that and just really simply wait. I know it's hard. Waiting is not something that nobody likes, actually. But waiting can be useful, and there is lots of value into waiting. It's not going to be that if you know your objective is in 5 to 7 years. I don't know, like the sale of a startup or whatever, and you're just gonna go there and say, okay, what should I do in this 5 to 7 years? So you better invest that time wisely, and find yourself a balance through which you're even happy about doing that at some point moment in time. So remember, the nugget is that patience, and remember, patience is the ability to figure out what you do in the meantime. And that ability can also lead you to have better results, less time, and whatnot. So let me know if you agree. We need to hop on a call now. The potential investors talking about patience. I will send you kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Bye!